So what's up YouTube, it's your boy Tubes. I'm back here with another video. Today we're back here with another showcase video. Today we're back here with a showcase for Kefka. I wasn't planning on doing this because I wasn't planning on initially building Kefka, but I got his burst on a free pull. And I just did a few tickets pulls and managed to snag his LD along the way. So yeah, I built him up. And yeah, Kefka's built free. Sorry, it was bursts, his EX plus passives, and his LD. And yeah, let's get into it. Kefka is pretty much a debuffer. That's pretty. He inflicts a fuckload, a crap ton of debuffs, and cripples the enemy with them. And he does a decent amount of damage as well. So since I haven't used Kefka before, I'm going to go through his entire kit and yeah, outline what he does. So his first skill is called Trine. He does a brave gain of 70% of his actual brave at that point. So it's not based on any of his stats. It's actually based on his current brave. So like, let's say his brave is like 20k. He will do a brave gain based on 70% of that. And that overflows up to 120%. Up to into a 4-hit AoE brave to AoE HP attack, 160% overflow, and does split damage. However, if an enemy's debuff, it turns into Trine Plus, which has 190% overflow and just deals more damage and inflicts HP silence and blind for 2 turns. His second skill is called Light of Judgment. Is a 4 AoE burst to AoE HP attack with 170% overflow, deals split damage. And same thing like the Trine, if an enemy's debuff, it turns into Light of Judgment Plus, which just has more overflow, and it grants itself attack up and inflicts attack down, speed down, and defense down. Now both of these skills do have very high turn rate, so keep that in mind as well. As you can see with the 2 triangle symbols on the screen. His EX called Havoc Wing, which has a fast recast rate, is a 6-hit single target HP to single target break to HP attack execute twice with 160% overflow and deals 50% splash. The splash is the accumulative amount of damage dealt. So let's say he does 199k and 59k, the enemy will take 50% of that, the total damage dealt. It's not like Maria's where the enemy takes splash damage on both casts. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And it inflicts break on the target if they're not broken, so it's a guaranteed break. And it deals weakness damage to debuff targets and extends all his buffs on self by 2 turns. He grants himself the Heartless Angel buff and inflicts the Sneering Clown debuff for 6 turns, which Sneering will get into what Sneering Clown does. Now his LD ability is called Hyperdrive, which is a 12-hit brave HP attack, 180% overflow and 80% splash, and extends all his inflicted debuffs by 1 turn and inframes all self-inflicted debuffs. So his Trine and Light of Judgment debuffs are just generic, so he inframes them and extends them by 1 turn, which is very, very good in my opinion. It helps solidify his debuffs. And his burst ability is called Forsaken. It is a 15-hit AoE brave AoE HP attack and deals weakness damage based on debuff targets, and the usual brave damage limit, HP damage limit. And the burst effect is actually quite interesting. It's a 5% HP damage up per debuff on target, which is 30% if you have 6 debuffs, which he inflicts 6 debuffs, which is very good. And now he does have a few brave and HP attacks. So brave attack is Meteor. Now Meteor Plus, he does get this after using his EX, which is a 6-hit brave to HP attack that has 120% overflow and does 50% splash. And he does gain cashback based on 30% of HP damage dealt and reverse to Meteor. Now this is very important because this is actually a very good skill to use, and he has his normal HP plus, which is 2-hit brave to HP attack, 120% overflow. His C65 is multi debuff damage up, which is 30% at max spray damage up. Well, 30% spray damage up per debuff on target and 20% max spray, which is very good. And yeah, so his Heartless Angel increases his max brave and his attack by 60% and his max rate by 40%, and gives him 10% brave damage per debuff on target. So at max he has 60% brave damage up, which is very good. And for debuffs, again you see all the generic debuffs there. And Sneering Clown just has an attack, defense, and speed down, and a sap based on 20% max brave, which is very good. So Kefka is a very heavy debuffer. He debuffs. He pretty much cripples the enemy with debuffs. It's not even a joke. Like his debuffs are so effective on his skills. Like in total, it's like what 80% attack down, 90% defense down, and 60% speed down, which is huge. And then he has HP, silence, and blind, which is just a joke. And he also has sap. So he pretty much is a very heavy debuffer. His debuffs are very good, and his LD just helps solidify his debuffs by turning them into frames, which pretty much means that the enemies are gonna have to cleanse them. They can't overwrite them, which was a bit of Kefka's issue with EX Plus, because even though he had the debuffs, the enemies could just buff themselves to hell and then just get rid of them. And yeah, pretty much, sorry. Yeah, so pretty much his debuffs pretty much make it so that uh, his LD pretty much makes it so his debuffs are just that much more solid, and the fact that he can extend all his debuffs by one turn makes it even better. So much as they can't be pushed off, and his Heartless Angel buff doesn't suffer in case of cleanse, because again he gets 10% break damage per debuff on target. And his EX also has Insta Break, which is fantastic. I'll take that any day. Yeah, so Kefka's kit is very solid. However, Kefka's biggest issue is more than likely team compositions, because he takes up 6 debuff slots, which is which can be quite challenging to pair with another unit. Because again, a lot of units are very reliant on debuffs. Like, for example, Noctis, your Gabrant. Kefka doesn't work necessarily well with them. Now, with his LD, it makes it easier because you can frame the debuffs you do want and leave the generics you don't want, which is very good. But apart from that, it can still be quite hard and challenging to play with another debuffer. And again, Kefka's damage is quite not the greatest, but then again, he is a debuffer, not a damage dealer, and there's a huge difference between a debuffer and a damage dealer. But overall, I think Kefka is hands down the best debuffer in this game, and I think he's very solid. It's just just managing the team compositions and how you use him, and that's pretty much it. And it's been your boy, and we're getting to gameplay showcase right now. Okay guys, we're back with the gameplay showcase. This is what my Kefka is looking like. And for spheres, I give him Faris and Fujin sphere, because he has triple E slots, I think Faris and Fujins are probably the best for him. And I created a budget Kefka sphere, which is what, 6%. When magic attack 6%, which is fine for him. Fujin Sphere is a speed down aura, and Faris Sphere is a poison aura, which is very good. I think Faris and Fujin is definitely the best 2 you can give for him, and the third one can be a stat like Sarah's Sphere or Emperor's Sphere, but definitely Faris and Fujin I think is the most optimal. And when he comes up, Donker's Sphere would be very good as well. For artifacts, I'm trying to get 108 C50. Whilst I think 108 330 is good on Kefka, I don't think it's necessarily needed, because Kefka has very high overflow values and he has very limited hit count, so he can't necessarily always reach his overflow values because his hit count is very limited to 4 and 6. His LD has 12, but again, you're not really going to spam his LD. But so yeah, I definitely think increasing his attack for him to do as much damage is very important, because again, he doesn't have the hit count to be capping because he has 200% overflow. So yeah, he definitely doesn't have the hit count for that. But aside from that, yeah, I'm trying to get 108 C50s. I've gone a decent slot. They're not perfect, but again, they're not. I'm going to try. And I actually do need to sort out my skill slot. Sorry, one sec, guys. Try and light your judgment. Havoc Queen. Entity buff. Sorry, I'll go for this, then this, and this. So yeah, we're bringing along Shlotta and Afmal. Shlotta's burst effect, Shlotta's HP damage up actually stacks up with Kefka's HP damage up, and Afmal is going to provide the utility and support. Now Shlotta's debuff and Kefka's is going to not be present because I'm pretty much going to frame all Kefka's debuffs. And then, yeah, an Aphmau provides regen, and Aphmau is just Aphmau. And Aphmau is going to benefit a lot of Kefka's debuffs because she doesn't have the highest potencies in the world. So yeah, that 90% defense down is going to really help a lot. And this is pretty much a team designed purely for Kefka, or being Leo friend, because again, these supports don't take up debuff slots, well, much debuff slots, and I don't really care about the debuff slots for Shadota and Aphmau. And Aphmau's is a speed down, which just doesn't really matter because Kefka already has speed down. Shadota's live rejection will not be present because obviously I'm going to be framing Kefka's debuffs. But aside from that, yeah, this team should work fine. I think Kefka and Aphmau are. I think Kefka works very well with regen units because he actually has very decent Eye Brave. So yeah, pair Kefka with Eye Brave units and regen units to increase his regen. I will do another video on Kefka pairing him up with debuff verse. So yeah, this one is just purely to maximize Kefka's output. Now when the battle starts, he does inflict all enemies with the EX debuff, Snare and Clown. So as you can see, he's regenerating a decent amount. So we're just going to try. So we're going to Tranquil Light for now. So I'm going to activate. Now we're going to buy Judgment. Then we're going to get Aphmau going. Then hold stop. Then we're going to activate again. Then we're going to use Kefka's EX. Oh, this guy hits so hard. Oh my HP plus. And he jumps a lot. He gets so much turn rate, it's not even a joke. I'm going to take Minyang and the Oviang. Then I'm going to actually use Aphmau C65 to make sure it gets our break. Aphmau gonna jump? No, she doesn't. We're going to try get that debuff on, and we just got that 12k sap, which is, and he's stuck in HP silence loop, which is kind of nasty. And even if he wasn't HP silence, he'd still be blinded, which is, Jesus, Kefka is actually disgusting. Then meteor close. Then we're going to light the crystal. Light crystal again. Crystal generation. Then over Lemme and over Yang. And that one was hitting really hard, especially with these debuffs from Kefka. I'm going to actually HP attack plus. I'm going to do this with Slaughter. They're going to shoot together from Aqua. And we're going to use her EX again. Then we're going to Havoc Ring. God damn, Kefka is too stupid. Then Hell Staff. Then my Judgment. We're going to 6 elements. I'm just going to Light Judgment again. HP attack 4. We're going to actually going to Hyperdrive to inform our debuff. So they are going to buff now. Kind of Crystal Core Wave. Health now. Oh, we still have Meteor Plus. Okay, I think I'm actually going to use Havoc Wing here. As you can see, these guys can't buff at all. Then Minyang. Then we're gonna use Ouyang. Now we're going to use Kefka's Meteor Plus. Then Crystal Generation. I'm going to activate. I'm going again with Aphmo. Again with Aphmo. And Aphmo just finished off with 6 out of them, like she usually does. And since Kefka actually starts off, it's actually perfect because it is time to burst. We're going to try. Very lovely damage by Kefka. Then Light Judgment. Hyperdrive. And we listen to Dancing Mad. Let's go, Kefka. Have a going, go. And now we go for our Meteor Plus. And then we get that lovely burst animation. Let's go, Kefka. Let's go. Beyond Chaos, the end just near. Go. Forsaken. Oh man, this guy is too fun to play with, man. God damn. Lovely burst damage as well. And we get that 30% HP damage up with Charlotta's 20%. And we're going to shield Sweater here. Damn, you see that? Go, Kefka. Yo, that burst effect so good. Oh god, Jesus Christ. Stacking, and then we go into summon. And the match should pretty much be over by the summon. And we use. Yeah, this match is pretty much over. Damn, Kefka just regenerating to. So we're going to do. We're trying. Aphmo, please join in on the fun. Please join in on the fun. Oh my god. we're actually gonna finish it off for Aphmau because I just love Aphmau that much. This one should be dead. Oh my god, Kefka's burst effect is so stupid. We're going to Overyang. And keep in mind, the thing I forgot to mention is Kefka's burst effect actually works on splash damage as well. So as you can see here, this enemy will actually take, he won't take the, he'll actually take increased splash damage as well. As you can see, he took 64k instead of the normal 49k because Charlotte's HP damage up, it doesn't affect splash damage, whilst Kefka's does. Then we're on to Light Adjustment Plus. He gets an attack off, there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't do much because of the attack down. Oh man, we're just going to finish this with a heavy nuke of Crystal Generation. Because why not? Because why not, guys? Oh man, Kefka actually just destroys enemies with his stupid debuffs. Now we're going to Crystal Generation. And that has been the Kefka Burst Showcase. Kefka is a lot of fun to use. Oh god, Kefka is too funny, man. This guy just triples enemies with debuffs. God damn, Kefka. It's been your boy Tubes. And I'll see you guys there. Peace.